Welcome, y'all. Back to some more geometry. All right, so today we're talking about equations of lines. These next two sections right here, actually, these next two sections right here, this one and the last one. I mean, this next one, but these two sections are a little bit more algebra related, algebra focused, but it really will help us when it comes to figure out certain things about parallel lines. So there's two different types of equation, what we call the slope-intercept form and the point slope. We're going to go through each of them specifically and kind of see why they're called that and what information can we get from it. So let's start with the slope-intercept form. It's in the form of y equals mx plus b. You may have heard that before, but what do these specific letters mean? Well, let's start with b. B is what we call the y-intercept. Our starting point on this line is usually just a single number, a value, or it could be a fraction as well. But where do we start on the y-axis right here? In the positive or in the negative down here? M is our slope. And as you remember, when we went through slope earlier, it tells us the way in the fashion our line moves, whether it's in a positive direction, upwards, or in negative directions, or in a horizontal direction. What is horizontal? Zero slope, yes. So, well, those are the parts of an equation. So let's kind of look at that. So for example here, they want us to write the equation in slope-intercept form for the line with slope 3 and y-intercept -2. So if we're just writing the equation, those are the only two things that need actual values right here. The x and the y will stay as xy. Xy is any possible value of x and y on that specific line. So as we do this, we'll do y equals our m, which is 3x, plus our b, which is -2. Now we did plus b just to see this negative is strictly with that. Now because it is, and this positive is just part of the equation. Now because this is a negative, it does trump the positive here, so it'll be y equals 3x minus 2 will be a more proper way to write this. But let's graph it too. Let's go ahead and graph it to see how we can use this information to graph it. So -2 is our y-intercept where we start on here. So we start at -2. Now from there, we have a slope of 3, also known as 3/1. So the top number as we talk is our rise. How far we go, this number right here, our rise and run, our ups and our downs. And the bottom number right here is our side to side. So we're doing a +3. So from our y-intercept, we'll do +3, 1, 2, 3. But we also have to do the bottom, -1. I mean, +1 right there. That's our next point. Up 3, 1, 2, 3, then -1. Then our slope again, 1, 2, 3, then -1. You can do this forever, but we're not going to do it forever. So let's, now that we have that, when we put it all together, it should look something like this. We'll start right here, and it goes through that point right there. Bam. And that is a proper line right there. All right, so that's slope-intercept form. It's called slope-intercept form because they give us the slope and the y-intercept. Pretty fancy, huh? Let's look at our next one. It's called the point slope form. Point slope. Take a wild guess what they give us. A point and the slope. So it's y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1, where x1, y1 are any points on the line. So they're point values on the line. M is the slope of the line. So m is still the same as far as the slope of what it means. So they want us to write an equation in point slope form of a line with slope -3, 4 and contains point -2, 5. All right. So this right here and this right here always stays as they are. They stay as y and x. So we'll start with that y minus, and then the first value, y1, which this is x1, this is y1. So y1. So we'll put 5 right there, equals our slope, -3/4, parentheses, x minus our x1. Our x1 is -2. Let me fix that. Looks like a 1-2. -2. Understand this negative in the equation, this minus sign right here, is a minus sign, non-negative of the number. So they're two different things. So I wrote like this. We'll simplify this. So negative and a negative make each other positive. So this is x plus 2 right there. The negative 3 over 4 in front. That equals our y minus 5. There you go. That's our equation, period, right there. So let's go and graph this as well. So it contains negative 2, 5. So negative 2. So 1, 2, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So even though it gives us a point right here in the line, we can still go from here. Even though this is not our starting point that we're used to on the y-axis, this is still a point on the line, and we know the slope. It's negative 3, 4. So that means we're going to go down 3 and then positive 4. So from here, we go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and then positive 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we continue that pattern, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, to get a line. Once we have a couple points, we can then just put it all together, start right here, and it goes through there. And that's a more proper line. So point slope, because they give us a point, then the slope. So let's look at this right here. So equations for horizontal lines and vertical lines. So they actually have an equation. So the equation of a horizontal line is in the form y equals b, where b is the y-intercept, where it touches on the y-axis. But if it touches on the y-axis, that means these lines are running horizontally. Even though we're used to thinking of y as going up and down, the value of a horizontal line, again, goes sideways that way. So let's kind of look at that right there. So b is just some number that intersects here. Vertical lines, very similar. X equals a, where a is the x-intercept. Now, it will cross the x-axis, so that's why they kind of go together. B's will cross the y-axis. A's will cross the x-axis. So as we go to do these, we're going to graph these first couple ones. So x equals 3. So where on this number line right here, on the x-axis, does x equal 3? Or equals at 1, 2, 3, right here. But the reason they give us a vertical line, because where else is the value of x3 as well? Right there. And right there. And right there, right there, right there. Straight up. And also down here, this the value of x, the x coordinate is 3. The value of the x coordinate is 3. The value of x coordinate is 3. That's why we get vertical lines. Because straight up and down, the value of our x coordinate is 3 regardless. Start there. So it goes up that way, and it goes up down this way forever and ever. So same idea here. Y equals negative 6. Well, y equals negative 6. To see, x goes up and down. So this is negative 6. I mean, y goes up and down. So it's negative 6. We go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y equals negative 6 right there. But also right there, and right there, and then right there, and right there, and so on and so forth. That's why we get horizontal lines in this case. Forever that way, and then forever this way. We get those. So you kind of get the gist from there. Same thing with x. X is negative 7 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it goes up and down right here. This is why I use that tool to do straight lines, because I can't draw straight lines very well on here. And then x, y equals 0. Y equals 0 right there, but also right there and right there. So we get the x-axis is also the y equals 0 value. That way and forever that way. All right. Let's kind of go through a couple more things here. As you're going through your homework, you'll be asked to write equations in slope-intercept form that are parallel or perpendicular to each one. This is important. Now, for parallel lines, as we talked before, lines that are parallel have the same slope. That's good to know. Perpendicular lines, as we talked in the last section, are negative reciprocals of each other. Negative reciprocals. So that'll be reciprocals and then opposite sign. All right. So for this particular problem, it says write an equation in slope-intercept form for a line that's parallel to this line. So we're going to be parallel to this line, and it contains these 2 points right here. Okay. So the only information we need from this line is what do you think, class? Yeah, the slope. We need the slope. So our new line will have the exact same slope. So it would be y equals negative 3 over 4x plus, and it's not 3. Because this line is parallel to it, not the same, we don't know what our b is right here. But to figure that out, we're going to use these 2 points. So to figure that out, we're going to go ahead and take these 2 points and substitute it in for x and y because these 2 points are on the line. So they can represent x and y at any given time. So we're going to do that. So we're going to say, hey, all right then, 6 equals negative 3 over 4 times negative 3 plus b. And we're going to solve for b. So 6, right? So we're going to multiply those two. We get 6 equals positive, now negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9 over 4 plus b. Now this 9 over 4 plus b, we want to go ahead and get rid of that, so we're going to subtract 9 over 4 to both sides. 9 over 4 minus 9 over 4. Now this is a fraction, so it's 6 minus 9 over 4 equals b. So we got to simplify that right there. Now this is the value of this right here is 6 over 1. We got to get a common denominator. In this case, the common denominator is 4. Between 1 and 4, it's 4. So we multiply both the top and the bottom right here by 4. We get 24 over 4 minus 9 over 4. When we do that, we get 15 over 4, which that is in turn the value of b. So all we got to do now is just take that and substitute it in there, and that's our equation. So our final equation will be in the form of y equals negative 3 over 4x plus 15 over 4. This is a perfectly acceptable answer right there. Let's try a couple more here. All right, so same thing, a line that's parallel. Ooh, is it the same one? Oh, it is the exact same one. So there you go. Here we go. We're going to do a line that's perpendicular this time. A line that's perpendicular. Now remember, perpendicular lines are negative reciprocals of the slope that's given to you. So, hey, we're going to write an equation in slope-intercept form of a line that's perpendicular to this. So we take this slope right here. So it's negative 3. So the m equals negative 3. We're going to be perpendicular to it. So this is the sign for perpendicular. So to do that, we're going to take this times a negative 1 to get the negative part. Remember, they're negative reciprocal. So the negative part, when we do that, we get a positive 3. So we did that, and then we do the reciprocal. This is 3 over 1. So the reciprocal of that will be 1 over 3. So this is our new slope right here. This is our new slope. This is our new m for our new line that's perpendicular. Now, just like before, so we have the equation right now, y equals 1 over 3x plus b. Just like the last one, we don't know the value of b because they're different. It won't be that. It's a whole new line, so it's a whole new y-intercept. But it does contain 4 zeros, so we can just plug that in. Okay, so this is x, this is y. So we do that 0 equals 1 over 3 times our 4 plus b. So we multiply that out, we get 0 equals 4 over 3 plus b. Now this is a lot easier than the other ones because we subtract 4 over 3 minus 4 over 3. 0 minus 4 over 3 is negative 4 over 3, which in this case is the value of b. Since that canceled out right there, we're left with just b on this side. We're left with negative 4 over 3. So we just take that now, plug it in right there. Our final equation will be in the form of y equals 1 over 3x minus 4 over 3. That's our final answer. So remember, this is an important part. We got to know negative reciprocals to perpendicular lines. Here's 2 more problems. You want to try them out yourself. You can go ahead and pause it and try it out, but then I'll go ahead and work them out and see if we get the same answer. All right, so hopefully you paused it, worked it out. If not, then that was an awkward 3 seconds of silence. So we're doing SI, meaning slope-intercept form, that's perpendicular to this. So it's perpendicular, so I need the negative reciprocal of that. So our new slope will be y equals positive 1 over 2x plus b. It's going to go through these 2 points, so I'm going to substitute those in. I'm going to do 2 equals 1 over 2 times 3 plus b. I get 2 equals 3 over 2 plus b. I subtract 3 over 2. So I got 2 minus 3 over 2 equals b. This is 2 over 1. Common denominator is 2. So multiply the top and the bottom by 2 right here. I get 4 over 2 minus 3 over 2. That gives me 1 over 2, or 1/2, which equals b. So my final equation will be in the form of y equals 1/2 x plus 1/2. All right, same thing down here. Hopefully you paused it and worked it out. So we can go ahead and try this one down here. So it is parallel. So that means we're going to just take that as it is. So our new equation will be y equals 4x plus b. We're just going to go through these 2 points. So we're going to substitute those in for now. We got 5 equals 4 times a negative 1 plus b. You multiply those out, you get negative 4. So we got 5 equals negative 4 plus b. Add 4 to both sides. Oh, add 4. We haven't added in a while. We get 9 equals b. Well, we're done right there. Substitute that back in here, right there. And we get, no, up here. Switch it back. Y equals 4x plus 9. That's our final answer there. All right, hopefully that kind of helps. Y'all have an amazing day.